there's an article in the States that's saying that 80% of millennials regret buying property in 2023, mainly because of the surge in interest rates. Two things that you have to assess before buying a property this 2023. First is the market condition, and second, your financial situation. So today, we're going to assess the market condition. So we all know that it's generally bad, not only in our country, but most countries naman. So it's really hard to imagine that you would pay 8 million pesos for a property today that was 4.5 million years ago. At hindi lang iyon, if you're going to add the interest rates that used to be 5% pre-COVID, and now we're at 7 to 8%. So whether you're an investor or end user, you would think twice before buying a property now because you're basically overspending if you buy now. So it's really hard not to notice na merong irregularity with our market prices. So we can see this in pre-selling prices ngayon, which are actually higher than the ready for occupancy prices. So it's a bit odd considering they're from the same developer. So the thing is, we're not sure if gaano kabilis mag-a-appreciate ang mga properties na nabili during the pandemic or post-pandemic, or mag-a-appreciate pa kaya sila at all. Of course, real estate prices depend heavily on the market. So I'm only talking about NCR and outskirts of Metro Manila. So we may have a different situation in Cebu or Davao. So the two factors at play here is we either have to wait for a price correction because of the current high home prices, or we'll wait for loans interest rates to go down because of banks' unfavorable interest rates now. So ang problema is, if we keep buying these expensive condos and house and lot for sale by big developers, so usually ang mga bumibili nito ay yung mayayaman sa abroad na OFW. Pero they don't realize na it's overpriced. We're actually enabling the developers to make more projects na overpriced. So, ang talagang makikinabang dito, of course, yung developer at yung mga bangko na sila din yung may-ari. And with the situation now, they can still convince us to buy their properties with tempting promos, which does more harm than good if mabilis ka mapaniwala. Like for example, this one, 95% is papasok mo sa bangko. So only 5% ang cash out, ang down payment mo. People would usually fall for this trap kasi makikinabang ka agad without realizing magkano yung babayaran mo sa interest. So to give you an idea, kung 20 years yung napili mo, you'll be paying 16 million in total. Pero sa 16 million na nabayad mo, magkano lang naman yung inutang mo sa bangko? Nasa 8 million. So ibig sabihin, 8 million na punta sa interest. And if you're an investor and decides to sell it after 5 or 10 years, logika, since the first 10 years of your loan is mostly interest ang binabayaran mo. So paano doon sa mga sakto lang yung binabayaran nila? So saan sila kukuha ng extra funds to pay for this additional interest? The second one that we need to assess is our financial situation. So there are questions that you have to ask yourself. So number one is, have you saved enough money for the down payment? Again, if you really want to purchase a house this year, make sure you pay more than the required down payment to save yourself from paying high interest rates. So another question is, how much job security do you have? If you have other streams of income, how secure are you that you can pay your loan long term? And the next thing that you have to measure is your DTI, or debt to income ratio. So lalo na sa ngayon that prices of commodities are very high. So the good ratio is at least below 35%. So meaning if sumusweldo ka ng 100,000, so dapat ang binabayad mo sa mga loan mo ay below 35,000 lamang. The last question is, are you ready to make this big decision? Or can you still wait until the market condition normalizes? So para sa akin, I would wait until 2024, then reassess again. So the worst thing that can happen is bumili ka ngayon, in-apply mo sa bangko, but later on, nagkaroon ng price correction at bumaba ang interest rates. So a lot of home buyers will be pissed. So for now, what we can do is to save towards our down payment, and let's continue to monitor interest rates. So when they start moving down, that will be a good time to buy. Of course, if you are an investor who saved a lot of cash during the pandemic, so many actually millennials did, if you can find a property that is way below market value, actually marami nagpapasulo ngayon, then go for it. But be careful in looking for those deals kasi you might end up paying more. Just don't forget to buy smart and look long term during these trying times. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!